It is easy to break than to join. Once Gautam Buddha was going through a lonely place. He saw a shepherd coming with a herd of sheep. He was carrying a sheep kid on his shoulders. Tathagat stopped him and asked, "Why are you carrying it on your shoulders?" Shepherd saw an enlightened, glowing sadhu in front of him and bowed with devotion. He said, "Bhagwan, his leg is injured, and hence I lifted him." Buddha became pitiable on seeing the injured kid. Shepherd asked, "Bhante, you are so much distressed to see the kid in agony, but after some time all these sheep will be consecrated to fire. Then how will you feel? What? Are these sheep being taken for sacrifice? Who is that unlucky person who wants to go to heaven by sacrificing these innocent sheep?" Shepherd replied, "Ajatshotru, emperor of Rajgarh. It is said that he had murdered his father, and as a penance for that, his sin, he is doing a yajna in which thousands of animals are to be sacrificed." Bhagwan Buddha also reached Rajgarh and found shepherd version to be true. Brahman priests sitting around Yajnavedhi were chanting mantras, and Ajatshotru was sitting there in yellow clothes. A large number of animals were there for sacrifice, and a person was standing there with a naked sword for this purpose. Ajatshotru rose to welcome Bhagwan Buddha and even without asking started to tell about his yajna. Listening all this, Bhagwan Buddha picked a straw of grass and said, "Rajan, please break it into 2 pieces." Ajatshotru did it and waited for next order. Now Buddha said, "Rajan, join these broken pieces and make the straw as it was." King kept quiet. Bhagwan explained to him, "Rajan, I want to say the same thing about this yajna. The sin committed by murdering your father cannot be atoned, just as this broken straw cannot be joined." Ajatshotru realized his mistake and cancelled the sacrificial yajna. Inspiration from insect. Buddha had not attained enlightenment by that time and was doing penance. He followed many severe rituals but could not succeed. His mind became disturbed and shaky. He thought it would have been better that he lived in a palace and enjoyed luxurious life. He was planning to return back. Just then, he saw an insect trying to climb a tree. 10 times he tried to climb but failed. In the 11th attempt, he succeeded. Buddha felt that this scene was enacted only to inspire him. His self-confidence increased and he started penance with total devotion and ultimately attained enlightenment. He could concentrate all his power to eradicate evil and increase goodness in society and become a great man. Total abstinence. Amrapali was the most famous beautiful lady of her time. Her graceful and charming body attracted the populace. Her singing and dancing matched with apsaras of heaven. Once, she attended a discourse of Bhagwan Buddha. She heard about the greatness of human life and need to use it properly and prudently. She pondered upon it and condemned her way of life. With the intention of reforming her remaining life, she came back and surrendered herself before Bhagwan Buddha. She enrolled herself as a disciple and said, "Past days can never come back, but whatever life has remained, that must be reformed." It was decided that she will meditate with other disciples of Buddha and devote her time in propagating religion and doing other welfare activities. Amrapali strictly follows these instructions. As a dancer, she had earned a lot. She totally abstinated all her property for use in the pious work of spreading religion. She purified herself by meditation and spent her whole life for spreading religion in India and abroad. She was the greatest devotee of Buddha. Nothing is useless. Tathagat, along with his disciples, went for alms to the palaces of King Uddayan. After proper welcome, Queen presented clothes to him. King laughed and said, "What will you do of all these clothes? Buddha said, I will be replacing torn clothes of my disciples. King again asked, and what of torn chivas? He replied, they will be used as cushion to sit. King again questioned, what about old cushions? Pat came the reply, they will be used as a duster and finally dumped into a pit to be converted as manure. Uddayan was highly impressed by the work culture of Sangh and opened his treasury for better utilization of money. Bhagwan Buddha has told us that nothing should be treated as useless. Purity of mind. Once Bhagwan Buddha and his disciple were going through a forest. Buddha felt thirsty and sent his disciple Anand to fetch water from a nearby spring. A little before, few animals were bathing in that spring and hence water was dirty. Anand returned back, told everything and said, I will fetch water from the river. Buddha sent him again to the same spring. Water was still dirty and he came back. This happened thrice, and when Anand went there fourth time, water was clear as mud had settled down. Anand returned with clear water. Taking the water in his hand, Bhagwan Buddha said, Anand, water of our life also becomes dirty due to the animal of ill will and bad thoughts. If we don't run away and wait for the mind to calmly think, everything will become clear like the spring water. A person must always act with patience. Bhagwan Buddha. Author Sampadan Yug Nirman Yojana.
हमारे YouTube चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन को दबाएं ताकि आपको नोटिफिकेशंस मिलते रहें।